For Transformers fans everywhere, the New Year's resolution should be, don't be a Negatron, be an Optimus Prime.
Unknown transforming robot. It's probably shit, but if I just bet a quid, it really won't matter.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Ray here, back for another Transformer transformation review thing. It's going to be a few stopping and starting things, tonight, because there's going to be lots to show. Wasn't Christmas great? I always love Christmas. As a Transformers collector, I love Christmas. Oh, actually, Sammy, to answer you, I do consider myself a Transformer collector, not a toy collector or an action figure collector. Because toy collector tends to suggest that you collect more than one type of toy or a multitude of toys, or are interested in toys in general, whereas I only collect Transformers. So I consider myself a Transformer collector. They're kind of outside of toys, if that makes any sense. It does to me, and that's the main thing. I hope Santa and his big red sack have been good to you. Anyway, you know what I mean. So I had nice things from Santa this year. I still talk about Santa. We still talk about Santa. You know, even in my advancing years, and I think I'm the oldest Transformer collector in the community. So I'm only going to use the one hand because I'm holding something very. That sounds really rude, doesn't it? For your information, I'm holding a bot, not anything else. A little sniff there, but why not? Sure, it's winter. You may as well when it's winter. So the painting continues afoot, afleet, sixpence. I don't care. So I'm doing lots more painting, and I've just been painting some purchases. Not purchases. It was stuff I got for Christmas. I didn't purchase them. I wouldn't be very interesting with it. So the movie bots, which I don't love, I have been painting. I think I made that abundantly clear in my last video, or last video but one. And to that end, I painted Ironhide. Can you see him? Where is he? He's kind of up there. I like that way of showing you him. That's quite comprehensive. So he's there. He's up there. I may show you him later. But the one I want to show you is the leader class Starscream, and I have painted 6 hours of work. Now, to a more experienced painter, it would probably take them about 15 minutes, but it took me 6 hours of adding the black into the recesses, adding more black, wiping off the excess black, then applying the appropriate paint in the appropriate area. Maybe it does take a long time, but I'm so pleased with how it looks. I'm going to show you now. Maybe he comes across all right there. I'm not 100% sure. Just because of the nature of cameras. Maybe when I get up a little closer, it looks a little better. I'll open up his little arms a bit. Do that. I'm just so pleased with how this guy looks. Oh, he does. He has made a big difference, actually. I wasn't sure whether or not you would be able to tell because obviously often these little camera screens don't look great and they don't show anything off to their best light, you know. But I think you can see that all the detail has been picked out. All these little recesses. These are the important bits. You know, this kind of stuff here, which was everything you see before you. If you don't have this bot, he was a flat grey beforehand, and anything that is now kind of a lovely bronze was beforehand just a little brown. Not very, very interesting. But I spent a very long time painting him. There's the back of him. The back. You had to spend a bit of time on the back of him as well. So I'm really finding this dry brushing technique very, very interesting. So I've done Starscream, I've done a Megatron, and I've done an Ironhide. These are the leader classes. Will I touch on Optimus Prime? I may do. I certainly don't love the Optimus Primes of this world as much as I love the Starscreams and the Megatrons, and even the leader class Ironhide, because we had a leader class Ironhide. That's always a joy. I've been painting other things, but I'll show you them as and when. So I got quite a few very, very nice things I wanted this year, because of course as Transformers collectors, not a toy collector. There's a vast array of things that I want, aka need, from the outside world in order to complete a collection. Let's face it, a Transformers collection is never going to be complete. In the literal sense of the word, is there anyone out there who's completed a Transformers collection? Is there anyone out there who has all official Transformers? No, because a there's kind of three types of Transformers collectors. They're the ones who only get what they want, and they're the ones who only get what's available, and then they're the ones who get absolutely everything. And those are few and far between. The absolutely everything guys are few and far between. I mean, for example, I love G1, but I don't have any Autobot headmasters. And but the other thing is, I have a lot of pretenders, but I don't care for them. Well, that's just the way it goes. So, I am the kind of guy who gets what I want and what's available. I'm a happy medium between A and B, if you like. So, on my list this year were GDO Megatron. Still don't know what GDO stands for properly, but I wanted this guy because I love this mold. I love Megatrons and I love tanks. So I'm going to want this guy because he's not going to appear in Toys R Us, Smiths, or Entertainer. Nothing's going to appear in the Entertainer. This is a very, very nice spot. And GDO Hotspot. Very, very pleased to get him. He was on my list. Actually didn't expect him, but I was very, very pleased when he arrived because I love the mold and he is an homage to a wonderful Generation 1 character, and I'm so pleased to have him in my collection. And one of the more humble bots, but one that I love especially because he is Universe and he is a beast former, and all those things together make him really special. And he's got his missile. It's his Universe Reptilian. And another bot that wasn't exactly a Christmas present, but it was kind of a pre and post Christmas present. But he kind of counts is is Fall or whatever of War for Cybertron, Fall of Cybertron. I don't care because I'm not interested so much in the games. Bruticus, and he is wonderful and kind of terrible at the same time. Wonderful in that the bots themselves are actually pretty good, but the quality is shit. Then other funky things, because this is a Christmas haul video. I like Christmas haul videos, so I feel kind of duty bound to take part in a Christmas haul video. Didn't get any clothes, mercifully, didn't get any clothes. I did get clothes, but they weren't from Santa, if you know what I mean. I got a homebrew kit, which I really, really wanted. Oh, yeah. And I got a PS3 game. I got two. I got Angry Birds and Portal 2, which I was very, very pleased with. I love Angry Birds. And then I got this guy. And he is the pièce de resistance of my Christmas haul, because he's the one I really wanted. And this Universe Razorclaw from 2003 is in remarkably good nick. I've spent the last 2 nights painting him, adding a little paint here and there, taking away a little paint that was misplaced. And let me see if I can give you a little bit of a close up into what he looks like. Hopefully the light isn't too menacing here. Anybody who has a Universe Razorclaw will look at this and go, wow, you've added quite a lot to it. Yes, I have added quite a lot to it. But anyone who doesn't have one is looking at going, well, that's probably just about the right amount of paint apps. He suffered, indeed, from not having a vast amount of paint apps, which bots of late do also suffer from. For example, in the Combaticons team, the ones I've just shown you, the Onslaught, who should be the most awesome, is the least interesting of the whole lot. The rest of them are all, they go between being pretty good and a little bit crap. I'm just mean the quality of them. Just mean the quality. I like the bots. I like the transformation and I like the alt mode, but the quality of the plastic is fucking shocking often. But this guy is a nice, big, heavy, fat bot. And I've added, you see, this it just says tabard was purple only and nothing else. So I've added all those. Added lots and lots of silver on the side of the legs. So he was kind of minus, I suppose, some paint apps. But you got to compare him originally with his originator and his, well, he could be potentially his nemesis. You see, the difference between these guys, angelic, demonic. And to that end, I've had his wings in an angelic mode and his wings in a demonic mode. If such a thing could possibly be. So I have painted both. I've painted both quite extremely. Let me see. So I'm going to give you a little bit of BG. None of to do you harm. So he says, he's Universe, of course. Resistance will not be tolerated, surrender, or be destroyed. In a universe where the heroic Maximal Tigerhawk succumbed to the Vok, influenced and destroyed the realities, Megatron Unicron chose to select his fourth and final general, which is nice. That makes him interesting. Which ties him in with Reptilian, because Reptilian has been working with works with Razorclaw as well as Tanker and Obsidian from the universe. I'm retaining stuff about the non-plastic issues. That scares me. Devoid of compassion, dictated by logic, and possessed by evil. Sounds a little bit like Shockwave, but I don't think Shockwave was evil entirely. The once noble character uses his Vok-enhanced abilities to pillage neighboring star systems, interesting, for the glory of his Dark Master. Possesses elemental powers to summon earthquakes, electrical storms, and tsunamis. I like that. Has Vok alien enhanced intelligence and an incredible arsenal of weaponry at his disposal, including an ion diminisher. I used to use one of those on my hair. That paralyzes enemies. His titanium and reinforced claws in beast mode can tear through multiple layers of an opponent's armor. Blah blah blah. Yakety smackety. Let's go down. Optimus Primal epitomizes many virtues that Razorclaw detests: compassion, nobility, fairness. Under times of great stress, Razorclaw's unique binary spark combination of the lost Maximals, Tigertron, and Air is both a hindrance and a weakness, confusing this powerhouse as a noble Maximal sparks strive to re-exert their original personalities. There you go. It's quite enough of that. But he just looks really good. He's so imposing in both modes. He's so imposing. Now he has a lost third mode. I'm going to attempt to show you my version of that lost third mode tonight, which is going to be something slightly tank-like, because he has these wheels on his back. You see, where are we? Here. There are wheels, and at the same place. There are wheels there which have absolutely they've no bearing in either mode. So presumably there's something going on there. Gimmicks. He does have some gimmicks. These wing tips can, you pull up and it goes up, flicks up like that, and that's actually it is a nice gimmick, but I don't like to display him like that. I certainly don't like to display him. Now, usually I've shown you him in this mode first, in his bot mode first. Normally I don't do that. But I do like to display him with the wings down. Then you can take out these cannons, right? And these, of course, can be handheld. A bot wouldn't be a bot without handheld cannons. Not just the one, but he looks pretty good with the two. And the funky thing about this is that he can only hold it in his left hand. Oh, there we go. And there's the second. I'll just go rescue those. You see, that's my missile issue right there. There he is with the missiles. I'm going to take them out right now, because they'll just fire all over the place. So he can hold those cannons in his hand like that, and it looks pretty good. It echoes what's going on here in his right hand. He's a very, very nice bot. What is he going on at the back? Is he kibble? Does he have any kibble? He doesn't have any kibble. He's got these couple of little odd flaps. You can live without these. This bot is not improved by these flaps at all, and indeed, they kind of they retract or they deploy depending on, I'm not sure. Things like the deploy in this guy, probably not so much as Tigerhawk, because Tigerhawk's flaws have been improved in this guy, because some of Tigerhawk's gimmicks deploy when you don't want them to, just for they kind of thought it was a little bit sexy to have you press a button, have his wings deploy, have all missiles fire, and that wasn't quite what you wanted. But there he is in his robot mode. Now, I want to show you Tigerhawk in comparison. And Tigerhawk is the angel to his demon. Everything that is noble and wonderful and white and blue and silver about Tigerhawk is then purple and black and silver about Razorclaw. And the two complement each other so well. And you see, I've gone for this wing shape, this very, very particular stance with wings up and guns down, and guns up, or rather, I've just taken them out, guns up and wings down for this guy. I just think they look so much better. Now, I'm not going to transform him on screen because it's a little involved and it can take a little bit of time. So, beast mode. And so the difference in beast mode is we're big kind of white, angelic, winged tiger thing, and big black demonic winged tiger thing. And I think the alt mode is particularly good. Let me just fix this little thing for a second. There we go. So this is of course Razorclaw, and he's got a few flaws. Of course he does. Like all Transformers have a few flaws. Most of them rather have a few flaws. And one of the main things is that his head is inclined permanently downwards. He's got a tail and everything looks pretty good, and he's got wings, and he cuts quite a nice silhouette et al. But his head looks permanently downwards. It can be rectified by removing this, which is his battle mask, makes him look a bit like Battlecat, and you make this kind of third mode, which is the official third mode, which is extremely dull, and it's basically just doing that and maneuvering the wings into a different position, but that simply isn't good enough. So let's just put the head back into where it was. So his mouth will open. He's got a little purple tongue, which is cute. So what happens here is that whenever you, this is the starting position. The wings up here like that, okay? And these bits folded backwards. And then they will stay clicked back. So they're happy enough to stay like that. So you can pose them like that. But he's got this big purple switch in his back. And when you push that forward, the wings are going to, well, there you go, fall downwards and not do an awful lot. Let's try that again, shall we? One more time. Push this forward. The wings will fall down somewhat. You see, the missile is just deployed again. This is the problem with missiles. This is why we constantly lose missiles. This is why missiles are always on my agenda, because they're just annoying. They're just annoying. Now, one weapon has deployed and the other one hasn't, so that's often the way with gimmicks. It's often the way with older gimmicks, especially spring-loaded stuff, because they are temperamental. So let's just take it as read that shit happens with the wings. You can move the wings. They will move automatically if you flick a switch. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. That's just the way it is. Now he also does this, which is quite a funky thing. I like that. Why not? That allows us to bring the wings into the forward position, because when you press another switch here, this feather will fire out. You can see I have picked out an awful lot of detail here. And I think this mode is really nice. He looks so good. This mode is sexy, where this mode is kind of, well, he's not, this one isn't so sexy, but he is impressive. They're both impressive, but this one has the sex appeal. Now, let me show you what I think may have been that abandoned third mode. It's going to be hideous and shit, like what they did with Megatron, but they kept his, and this one's just as bad. So I'm thinking that the reason they abandoned it, probably like the reason they abandoned Black Arachnius, was probably because it just looked a bit shite. They couldn't really get it to work properly, and they just thought, to hell with, we'll think of something else. So this is my version of what it might be. Obviously, there's an awful lot of artistic license being involved here, but it does rule as a tank somewhat, and it looks somewhat tanky. And the cool thing about it, if there's anything cool about it, is that you can actually rotate the cannons here, and you see it allows access to the cockpit, and I'm not buying it either. But I think that's what happened on that last day of Hasbro. Whenever they were waiting for clearance, they thought, and the third mode is this, and the Hasbro executive just said, fuck off, we're not going to pass that. Give him a mask and call it a third mode, and let his wings deploy and feather tips fly out. But no, just not that. It is a bit of a mess, but I have actually seen worse. He looks better for Razorclaw than he does for Tigerhawk, it must be said. Now, that being said, can anybody else think of what? Can you show me an example of what you think Razorclaw's third mode might have been? There's also a clawed form, which I'll show you now. So another one, and equally as incredulous, is this clawed form that I've come up with. Reminds me a little bit of Beast Wars 2 Galvatron. It's a little more sound. It does have claws, which I like. It gives him a kind of a Scorponok mode. And he's kind of still black and purple and slightly tank-like, and he's got swiveling guns and all the rest of it, but it's still not working. I would like to know, Can anybody out there show me what they think was going to happen? It's still wheels. It's still got the little rolling wheels, but it's bad. But so is TM2 Megatron's dragster mode. It looks awful. But they kind of went ahead with that, which I'm shocked about. And I know the rest of you are. So that's the other version that I've come up with, given little big pincer claws, and it's horrendous. Now, what I want BotCon to do, if you're watching BotCon, this is the Razorclaw repaint that I want you to do. Now, given that Beast Hunters are coming out, and we've seen a few more images, leaked images of a few more things that look really good, I want to see this guy repainted as Razorclaw. Now, this is Jawbreaker and or Cackle, depending on which continuity you're looking at. He would make a perfect Razorclaw in those colors. The black, purple, and silver would be so nice. He's got a gimmick as well, and it's just a very, very nice thing. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is Ray with the wonderful universe Razorclaw in the most horrendous of imagined modes, which is his mode. Let me know what you think it might be. But if you haven't got this guy and you like Beast Wars, or you like Universe, or you like what Universe does to everything else, then you're going to like this guy. Maybe not this mode. Actually, it doesn't look too bad. There's a little cockpit and all the rest of it. No, okay, it is kind of shit. But what else could it be?
Now that's what